heard some claim.
I'm trying to pull up the stream now. So if anybody caught that audio, I guess I gotta reload here. The and then of course notifications are going crazy. And okay, there we go. Let me turn the audio off once it comes in.
Audio off.
There we go. I am hanging out in the most horrible hotel room with broken stuff that I have seen in recent years. It's it's actually pretty bad. Uh oh man. I've been fixing little stuff since I got here. Uh I found an issue with some outlets that weren't working. I fixed that. Nothing crazy, but I did fix it. So the coffee maker has to go on the other side of the room from where it normally goes. Uh, the bathroom, the stopper wasn't working. The showers just kind of jank. The glass was about to fall off. It's like a barn door style roller. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Derek, I know my hair is messed up. I did do a blind shave earlier in the shower, and it turned out pretty well. I'm surprised. But yeah, I got like a door that doesn't shut on like the desk thing, and it literally will not stay closed. So that's been hanging open for days. For the amount of money that you would expect to pay for a nice hotel like this is it's kind of disappointing. And the pillows for the bed are like 1 foot by 1 foot. They're like throw pillows, and it's annoying as all fuck because I haven't slept very well in quite a few days. I am here until Friday. Uh, Mark C got on me a little bit about getting on. I think Renegade's Garage got a hold of me and asked me if I was coming on. So I think I'm on cellular network right now. So the Wi-Fi here is horrible. The cellular signal is also horrible. So I can't guarantee what kind of experience you're going to have. And I'm probably not going to be on here for a super long time. I don't even know. Can I see the chat? I'm not seeing the chat on mobile. Okay, there it is. It's only when somebody says something that it pops back up, and then I see like the last four messages. Okay, that makes sense. Tiny ass little phone. I do have it behind me though on the laptop. Um so today I'm in training, and let's talk about this. The amazing people decided, for whatever reason, that everybody needed to go to like a basic training technician workshop thing that they came up with from some third party company. And like at first I came into it thinking it was going to be like really remedial, but then I realized they're coming at it from like a torque Nazi perspective. And let me explain that. Well, we have talked about the torque Nazi behavior, and they're very much a part of that, and I can kind of get that. But what we're doing is like they're you want to you want to make a training class that goes with your skill levels, but they have a very wide skill level of techs. So it's weird. Like some guys don't know how to use a torque wrench. Some guys have been in the industry 25 years. So it's like it's a real weird hodgepodge, but they go from teaching us how to use a torque wrench to teaching us how to use like ultrasonic and audio testing equipment to listen to bearings and things. And they're talking about shaft run out calculations and degrees of arcs on graphing paper. And it's just, I know plenty of good technicians and good maintenance guys and engineers, and I can't say that any of them have ever gone to the links that they're going to. Now, does that necessarily mean that they're not reducing the life of the equipment? Maybe some, possibly. I mean, yeah, like you always want, but these guys are taking everything from like a perfect, precise alignment kind of setup. Hey, Austin, how you doing? So, like, I mean, just everything you can think of. They're soft footing on a motor. They're talking about shimming that, which I get that. But then they're talking about, oh, well, you got to shim for your shaft alignment. And if you can't get them even on level ground, then you get them within the same plane. Like, I mean, I kind of get that. It's just the length that they're going to. I mean, we're using strobe light testers to analyze RPMs of belts and pulleys. And again, I get it, like I understand what they're doing, but it's, I mean, hell, I'm not even gonna lie, some of it's lost on me. Like I did their little thing where they're calculating the shaft run out, and you can do a calculation on paper. It has to be graphing paper because distance matters. And you can do this calculation, and then you can basically determine within a very close ballpark figure what kind of shimming you're going to need to put these shafts in alignment. That's good, but and for a lot of these installations, I guess it kind of matters to a degree. But I pulled one of the guys to the side and I was like, man, like I don't understand where we're, like, me specifically, where we're ever going to use this. I was like, no one I know has ever used this. We just machine the surfaces that we're mating to, right? So, say you got a base plate for a motor, that would be machined, knowing what motor you're going to put on it, with the feet areas machined to a specific level. And then the worst thing that you would have to do would be to level that on the floor, because floors are never level. And then you'd be good. And then you'd set up the other one, you know, in parallel with that and go about your business. But because like my industrial maintenance was like heavy automation. And so everything was machined. The surface that the motor mounted to, whether that was a robot or some other something, everything was machined. So like they're almost taking it from like a fabrication standpoint. Like some dude welded up some shit and you're going to put a motor on it and it's not level and the floor's not level, and that other guard to run the belt isn't designed right, and it doesn't have enough clearance, so you got to adjust for that, like all this stuff. And I'm like, you were just teaching us like 20 minutes ago how to use a torque wrench. And like literally when they asked everybody who in here's used a torque wrench. Like, I don't know, we probably had 20 guys or so in this class. Like 3 of us raised our hands. Now, maybe some of them just didn't want to participate and raise their hand, but 3 out of 20 raised their hands and said they've used a torque wrench. And then you want to go into running calculations on shaft run out and all this. It's, I mean, it's ridiculous. I get what they told Amazon was, we're going to teach your techs how to save you money to make your stuff run more efficiently. And it's true. Like a lot of what they're saying is true, and I'm not discounting it. But I don't see it being implemented. The stuff that they're talking about, I mean, if is like the setup, and I've seen our setup guys, they're contractors at new sites and things, and they don't give two shits. They slap that stuff in there, they get it running in quotation marks, and then they're out the door. They're done. They're on to the next job, the next site to build more conveyors for an amazing company or whoever. They don't give a fuck. We have this process called red tagging. After they install it and they do the commissioning, we go through and check everything for operational, functionality. And if we have anything bad, we red tag it. Some of these installs do pretty good, don't have that many red tags, but the most of them have a shit ton of red tags all over the place. And it's like relatively simple stuff most of the time. Like sometimes it's some wonkiness, but usually it's not that bad. And it's because, and mind you, this is after these guys have already commissioned the equipment, said it's good, and then we find other problems with it. So, I mean, the installers don't care. Like, if you want to do this, I get it. But, like, shouldn't the installers be going through this kind of training? Shouldn't you be getting installers that are worried about the amp draw on a motor if the belt's out of alignment and causing excess friction, or how fast your bearings are going to wear out? Did you know this guy claimed, and I don't know if I really believe this, I'm not saying it's not true, but it seems a little off to me. This guy claims that if a bearing is installed correctly, and we're just using general bearing, sealed bearing probably, if a bearing is installed correctly, it's got an 11 to something, maybe 13-year lifespan. So what fucking bearings are you using that last 11 years? Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes you get lucky on like some cars and the bearings have never been changed 10 years later, but I mean, come on, they're already fucked and they have been for a while. At that point, they're just still rolling. They're not seized up. But it's stuff like that, like an 11-year bearing life. I mean, I think they're straddling the hopes between engineer and technician. They're technicians that talk to engineers too much and are like, yeah, it seems good on paper and we can totally do this. Yeah, I'm not seeing it all the time. I'm not saying improvements can't be made. I'm not saying I'm not learning anything, but oh, geez, it's like pulling teeth. And then the guy next to me was getting lost on the shaft run out calculations. I apparently, on my last one, I was rocking, I was rolling. Then on the last one, they changed something, and on all the ones before, we had relatively whole numbers, and they were like far out, say in right field. And on this one, there were smaller numbers and two decimal points. So they were in the other side of the plane on the graph, and I guess I just didn't put two and two together. So like I was on the wrong side of the graph trying to run my calculations and it wasn't looking right. And then one of the instructors came over and was like, "Oh no, you messed this all up. Like you should be over here. Hey CP, how you doing, buddy?" But so then I got like confused for a second. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what? Like it's always 12 inches, so like this part of the calculation. And she's like, "Yeah, but you're at 4.5 and I don't know, 5 3/4 or whatever." And then, oh fuck. And then I guess I haven't dealt. I worked for a Japanese company for the better part of 10 years, almost a full 10 years. And so I worked for them, and everything was millimeters, 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 mils, whatever. He had 2 mil shim. So then at one point they keep saying to me in these calculations, 10 mil, 10 mil. And I thought it was weird because they've been really heavy on the imperial system the entire time, which fuck the imperial system. And so they keep saying 10 mils, 10 mils. So I'm, me in my mind, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you switch to metric. So I'm writing 10 mils, 10 millimeters. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, I'm not a machinist. Mils in imperial means thousandths of an inch. So we were trying to shim something, and it's calling for 3 mil. So I'm like, 3 mil shim, right? I grabbed 3 mil shim, and then we start installing it, and the fucking motor's like this, and I'm like, this don't look right. And then one of the instructors came over and was like, yeah, 3 mil, like 3 thousandths of an inch. I said, then why are you calling it mils? They said, well, that's what it's called in the imperial system. I don't know. That didn't say 3 thousandths of an inch. These are thousands. Like, I didn't get their slang. I didn't get their jargon because I'm so stuck on the metric system, or at least I have been. Like, I'm starting to get my standard fastener sizes and stuff down. Budget tools. It is the jankiest hotel that you've ever seen, and I won't say the name of it, but you would think it's fucking nice. It's not. I spent days fixing it to the level it's at now. And what was it? There was something before I jumped on stream that I was like, I need to fucking fix that too, and I can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, it's janky as all fuck. Like, here, we're mobile, so I can do this. Let's take a tour. The coffee pot is over here by the window because that's the working outlet, and I had to get that one to work. This door, where am I at? Yeah, this door doesn't close. You can see like the double sided tape. They tried to like magnet some shit, didn't work. Uh, Over here is the bed with the tiniest pillows known to man. They're like, I guess that's maybe 18 inches, but they're real small, and it sucks. There's like four of them. There's a wardrobe thing here. The only important thing on that is my. Where are we going down here? My PVR. The shower's not bad. The shower is like one of these barn door things, and this back one was literally about to fall off. Like the wheel was like this, and I could have died. So I fixed that. The toilet. Oh, that's what it is. It's the toilet handle. Where I gotta angle you guys down here. See, here's the toilet handle. Look at this shit. It's like the retaining nut is off the inside. It barely flushes like half the time. I have to fix that. It's bothering me. We have the hotel cooler here. Beer in a sink with ice. Looks like I need to get more ice pretty soon. But yeah, that's it. Like, it's not bad. And then they have this ugly fucking. I don't even know what that is. It's like a plaid wall headboard weird thing with lamps built into it. It doesn't move, and it's ugly as sin. I don't know what the fuck. If you guys want a weird view, because why the fuck not, right? And I don't know how. I was watching them earlier clear the runways, and I don't know what this is going to look like for you. Try to put you up on the glass. That is the Cincinnati / Northern Kentucky Airport, known as CVG, and that's them over there clearing the runways still. I haven't seen a plane land, but I've seen people come in. So somehow, in the middle of a snowstorm, they were still landing planes. Don't fucking ask me how, but they were doing it. And yeah, it keeps snowing here. So I stayed in tonight. I have some Japanese style noodles that I've been having to cook with water from my shitty coffee pot. Because there's no microwave, there's no mini fridge. You would think if they're going to put you up somewhere for a week, it'd be like one of those apartment room things, but no, they suck. Oh, thanks, Fix It. Thanks. Yeah, think about the bed bugs. I'm I'm hoping. No, no. If you guys have gone anywhere, there's a little sticker on the door and the door frame that says it's been cleaned properly and sealed for your protection since it got cleaned. I don't like I don't know. I don't like the room. There's not much to it. It's a tiny little thing. I mean, I guess it's an airport hotel because other people are flying in for the conference or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but it definitely could be better. Uh, it's disappointing. And the fact that I had to fix so much stuff to get it to where it's at now, it's like amazing. Oh, that was one of the other things I had to fix. The little fucking outlet here, it pops up in the desk like one of those supposed to be cool like executive things. Here, let me show you. Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Had to fix that too. Now it works. Now that's what the old laptop behind me is plugged in on. But janky to the max, and they're paying like $130 a night, more like crime scene tape. Yeah, yeah, kinda. It's weird. And then like everything's out away from the hotel. Like when I got here, I parked out front. You would think that would be okay. But like I checked in and the guy's like, "All right, now you drive around here," and I'm like, "What? Like I can't park out? No, you can't park out there." But then there's people parked there all fucking day, and I'm like, "Why do they get to park there, but I got to move over to some side lot where I have to walk 300 feet to the building?" I don't know. Airports, and then I went to the grocery store the other day, obviously, and it said there was a store really close, but apparently the airport access road or whatever the fuck it is under construction. So it's closed. So I had to go all the way around. It took me like 20 miles away to get to a grocery store and back. It ended up taking me like an hour because of the snow. I was not happy. Drug dealers. So it's closed. So oh, what did I do? I turned on the audio. Don't do that. Now wait, what did Fix It say? Fix It said better check the tank on that toilet to see if anything's in there that shouldn't be. Well, I gotta open it up to fix that handle, so I'll let you know. I'll post it on Instagram if I find a kilo, and then I will disappear. I'll take the next plane out, and then because of COVID, they don't service your room. I'm in Kentucky, Bill. Uh, Barely. I think technically it's Florence, but it's wherever the Cincinnati airport is. For all of the fun people out there that don't know this, the Cincinnati, Ohio airport is in Kentucky. Why? I don't know. I guess I like, and I don't even know how the fuck they got to name it the Cincinnati airport because it's in Kentucky. You think Kentucky would have like called Trump on that and been like, no, it's the Kentucky airport. But nobody's trying to fly to Kentucky, so maybe that's why. Switch rooms every night. That's not a bad idea. Be like, hey, I want a different room. Hey, I want a different room. One of the guys, because Embry, one of the guys was like, oh, I need a mini fridge. And they got him one somehow. And then you could always claim medical necessity on that. But then oh yeah, Cincinnati chili, Bill. It's good stuff. I haven't got any because of the fucking snow. I haven't been going out. I went out once, and that was to the other hotel because the restaurant at this hotel is closed. So there is no food. So I had them shuttle me over to the other hotel because I didn't want to drive, and I spent $40 on shrimp tacos and a salad, and that was the end of that because I'm not spending that kind of money every night to just eat dinner. So now I'm doing it cheap with Japanese noodles and in lieu because the coffee fucking sucks and they give me like 2 packets of sugar, assholes. I I bought some Japanese miso soup, like a little instant stuff. Yeah, I'm getting my per diem, but it's like $50. That's why I don't want to go out because then I waste all my damn money eating dinner. So I just I do it cheap and I stay in. Some of my per diem went to PBR. That's worth it. I see the quality of the stream is going like in and out behind me because I'm watching on a YouTube thing and I'm not even signed into it, which is weird for me. I've been watching YouTube on the work laptop for fun, and I don't know how. I feel bad. I want to apologize to everyone right now for all of the ads that run all my videos because that shit is annoying as fuck. I really don't know how anybody watches videos like that. I really don't. Oh yeah, I heard tomorrow morning was supposed to be bad. My daughter's already had one day off of school this week, and tomorrow's already a 2 hour delay, so she's probably gonna get tomorrow off too. It like for Ohio, it just keeps coming down, or Kentucky, whatever. Um, it actually came down pretty thick. We had probably about 8 inches the day after I got here, and then probably like another 3 or 4 today. So yeah, we're about up to a foot. Luckily, they're kind of keeping the roads clear, but here close to the airport, they're just like, ah, fuck it. So all the roads to and from the airport access area are fucking shit. And they're all these crazy loop de loops and shit. No, no, not gonna deal with it. I picked a bad year to quit plowing snow, apparently. It was the last few years we haven't had shit for snow. So even like today, well, let's see, the first day it snowed, which was, I guess, Tuesday morning, a bunch of guys didn't make it. Like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 guys that are actually driving because they're not far, um, didn't make it. And then today, because it started snowing real heavy right towards the end of our class, a bunch of them left early so they could get home. So it's yeah, it's interesting. Apparently you don't actually have to attend the training if it snows. I know I'm stuck. I don't know if snow falls snow day. Yeah, basically anymore it seems like. And then now I just got a notification from my daughter's school that now if they miss school they have to do online work instead of being in the classroom, probably so they don't have to make it up by the end of the year, I'm guessing. All those missed days. Because, yeah, anytime there's a dusting of snow, they're just like, yep, school's closed. Fuck it. I remember when I was like recently out of school, they were closing school for like temperatures. Like, oh, it's too cold. They can't go to school. Like, we're raising a very weird generation, guys. We went to school. For it to be a snow day, it had to be. I mean, I remember driving in, riding in a school bus on snow covered roads. Like, I remember it plainly. And guess what? They were still relatively on time. Like they weren't behind schedule or anything crazy. I don't know. It seems like 15 years ago it was possible, and now it's just not. I mean, liabilities. I don't know. Everybody turning into a bunch of pussies. Anyhow, so I get to see some interesting tools. And if you follow me on Instagram and you saw the picture that I took, that Blackhawk Proto ratchet that I sent the picture of that looks very similar to the power build that I bought from Century Trading Company, that was actually in their little toolkit for us to use. So, as CP pointed out in my Instagram post, that actually made by High Five, and apparently they make both the power built and the proto ratchets. Now, the interesting thing is, while they're similar, they're still not completely the same. The power built, they actually took that concave surface, as we talked about before, and rotated it 90 degrees so that it's more flat in your palm. And on the Blackhawk version, it's actually at 180 degrees, and it's more for width of your palm grip. So it was kind of interesting the choice to change that. But other than that, they look relatively identical. Um, Even the head size, how the head size on the power belts are really small. There might be some shrinkage there. They may have actually made the heads a little smaller because the Proto, while it does look smaller than a normal ratchet, I don't have anything to compare it to other than other Proto ratchets here, but it looks to be a bit bigger than what I remember the power builds looking like. So, yeah, there's that, but it's very similar. I did not know that. Fix it. SP Tools makes the 12-volt stuff for Matco. That's really interesting. But that makes a lot of sense now that you say that. GD life. As per, speaking of dropouts and flunkies, as per my last, hold on, let me go up here and take a look over. Okay. So, as of my last stream, my last actual stream, I was talking to you guys about some of the trading, I guess, that I had been getting into a little bit. And I had bought the damn Dogecoin, right? A few of the other people I run around with, Victor Castaldo, who is the guy who interviewed me for his podcast, the Up Next podcast. If you guys, I did post a link a while back. I want to say in the YouTube community tab. So if you want to go over there and check that out, it's just a basic interview, more about YouTube in general and things and my channel. But I did his podcast a while back, so we got connected. And he started telling me about Doge a while back, talking about, oh, like, I hope this pays off, yada, yada, yada. So I bought some. Like, I bought, I thought at the time it was a decent amount. Running the calculations back, not so much. I wish I'd have bought more. But yeah, so I bought this damn Dogecoin everybody's talking about, but I bought it before it was popular, when it was relatively cheap as fuck. And now I wish I'd bought more because I don't know what it's going to end up doing. But even like right now, it's at, let me double check, 7.22 cents. So almost 7.25 cents right now. It's been as high as 9, I think, once a few days back. But anyhow, they're trying to make this like an actual currency, right? to be traded like Bitcoin for transactions and stuff. And the draw here is that the price is going to stay low because they print more, mine more every year. 5 billion to be exact every year. So it helps to control the inflation. So I bought a bunch of these. I've made, I don't know, a couple $1,000s at this point. My dumb ass, after it was doing some things for a while and it really wasn't popping, nothing was really going on. I wanted some other money to trade and do some things with, so I sold like 5,000 of them for way less than I should have, and now the price is like it's not double where it's sitting at now, but as high as it was, I could have sold for double the price and kept either half my coins or got more money for it. But it's interesting because now like my whole portfolio for this website thing that I'm using is mostly dependent on that. I have a few other things that have done really well so far, but like I'm kind of curious to see where this thing goes in a while because it could actually make me a decent amount of money. So I'm going to hold on to the stuff for now, but it's just kind of weird like that. Like the stuff, some of these things that you can get into like dirt cheap, if they ever do take off, lots of money. Because when I bought in originally, it was less than a cent. But then I've been buying since then, so my average has gone up. But it's it's not that bad. If it goes to $1, I get a decent chunk of change, which theoretically, based on the numbers, is possible. I'm not saying it's not going to take a lot to get there, but yeah, I even thought about pulling the money for the channel that I haven't used yet, that's still sitting in my AdSense account or whatever the fuck. I thought about pulling some of that, putting it in there because it's just going up. I mean, there's some dips and things, but you can clearly see stair steps going up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it over time. 1 mile each way, of course it was. Uphill, in the snow, no shoes, carrying your little sister on your back. I did see, who was it? Was it CP? I think it might have been CP. I was looking around on Instagram. Yeah, it might have been CP. Posted the Tecton quarter-inch socket set, talking about he thought it would be great for like DIY or throw it in a truck, which is true. But like I know a lot of good mechanics that say they don't have any problems with Tecton, and even claim that the warranty is pretty nice because I've never tested it, but apparently you just snap a picture and basically send it to them with some information, and then you get your tool in a day or two, something like that. Tools and Trash stopped by. Mark C pumping the Facebook page. Yes, tool sales and deals. It's getting better. I have obviously been distracted recently. Try to get on there and post some stuff. I have to show Mark how to run some of the promo code searches so he can find a few of the better deals that are outlying in the ether. But yeah, we do a pretty good job between wood grain owing mills, and that's it's Michael Morgan, I want to say, on Instagram, and we do him, Mark, and myself, and then like Brad's Workbench will occasionally come in there and post something if Mark hasn't posted it already. And stuff like that. But we have some really good stuff over there if you're on Facebook and care to check it out. Tool sales and deals. Um, oh, yeah, that's right. Damn, is that still the case? Renegade? That's messed up. Yep, sorry, tools and trash. I didn't bring the shirt with me for the stream tonight. I didn't know I was gonna stream tonight. Mark and Renegade's Garage put me up to it because I didn't even know if this thing was gonna work because of how shitty my cell signal is here. I'm amazed it's even going this long. We're 40 minutes in. So, long story short, if I can make a decent amount of money off this freaking internet coin, uh, I'll try to set some aside for the channel. Like, I can always claim in my head that I invested some from the channel money or something. But I have it and I have some other stuff that I've been starting to work on. So who knows? Maybe 6 months from now, if that shit blows up, I get a little payday and then I can do a much nicer giveaway. Oh, speaking of giveaways, go over and watch the latest video. I am giving away the TAC Live 3/8 ratchet. Finally. Finally. And you got to comment on the video. That's it. Just comment on the video. I think it's got, last I checked it, was like 50 some odd views. So I do a teardown of the Milwaukee, the Chemo, and the TAC Life and compare the internals because that's what really matters, right? And while I'll say I'm not overly surprised, I was surprised at the difference because they all seemed priced similarly or close in the same range most of the time, considering retail prices. But the Milwaukee had dedicated circuits, I'm guessing, for overvoltage and some other things, just a little smarter on some of the safety aspects and making sure you don't burn up the motor, maybe temp checking the battery, things like that. But the other two didn't have anything. And the Chemo had one visible MOSFET, and the TAC Life didn't have any visible. But because I have great people watching my channel, one of the guys that did have the TAC Life went the extra step, tore it open, opened up the switch itself, which I wasn't going to do, and verified that there is a MOSFET inside of the switch, which I already thought because the heat sink is on the outside of the switch. So, I mean, it stood to reason that there was one in there, and I say that in the video. But so, yeah, go over there, watch the video, comment if you would be so kind to enter the giveaway. And once I get back, maybe even as soon as Saturday, I'll hop on there, I'll find somebody, and I will get a hold of them to give away the electric ratchet. Also have the Master Mechanics drill set with 2 batteries, the Bauer drill coming out to give away soon. And I could have swore there was something else, but for the life of me at the moment, I can't think. Oh, that was the thing. In hindsight, the Michael Pro wrenches, I might keep the ratchet. I'm still on the fence. But the Michael Pro wrenches, those really nice ones that I posted on Instagram with the 180-degree boxed end on them, I'm going to give those away because there's 2 reasons. Number one, I live in an apartment now and it's winter, so I'm definitely not doing a lot of wrenching. Number 2, they're standard, and the only thing I could really do would be to take them to work, and I'm not supposed to take any tools to work because Uncle Jeff has money, and if we need something, they will buy it for us. There's no need to take tools to work. So I can't take them there and test them out. So my best option is to give them away to one of you kind people, and then, you put them to use, and at least, give me a shout back, like, what do you think? That's about everything. Hey everyone, sorry I'm watching this while I'm in the shower, like I do. Everyone, I watch Matt. What? Okay, I'm assuming you're typing that in the shower too because it doesn't make a lot of sense, but thank you. I do that too. I'll turn people on in the shower. I can't say it's always you guys. It depends if on the time frame because one of my favorite commentary channels puts out a video every day at like 5 o'clock. So sometimes it's them, sometimes it's other stuff. Harleys do have a lot of standard bolts. What are you trying to say, Renegade? I think I know what you're trying to say. King of free tools over there. Uh, Trying to one up on everybody, but that's not a bad idea. And the Harley's going to need some love and care before, well, down where you're at, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Up here, we have this white stuff everywhere. Yeah, it is kind of cool though watching them clear the runways because number one, these aren't your city fucking salt trucks. These things are fucking huge. Like I'm looking at them from here, probably like 30 foot. They're like the size of a fucking school bus, right? And they're custom. So like the first couple might plow, but then the last couple like brush, and I don't think they salt. They put down like some kind of anti-freezing liquid or something. So basically it's the same as landing on a wet runway. Uh yeah, but they do it in these cavalcades. They just come through and yeah, it's not. You would think we could get something like that for our city roads, but apparently not. Airports are much more important, I guess. If you do, don't ever tell me about it. Well, at least I'm just showering. I have clothes on. I might not even be wearing pants now. You don't know. It's COVID season. Anything's possible. Um, oh, don't do that. Please don't do that. I would hate to see some of those pictures. Unless it's like cute anime girls, then, cosplaying as different anime characters, then no. No, no. Don't want to see that. So yeah, the I will say too, I did come across something the other day. I had to turn a wrench on. I forget what it was. It might have actually been taking apart the ratchets, and I used that Michael Pro, that that flex head. I've not seen one like it. I'm sure they're out there. Maybe Snap on. I'm not sure. But just the teeth and the extra positions on that thing it's really nice. I'm surprised. Like Mike seems to be attempting to offer quality wet with matte trend. Oh god. Yeah, that will never actually trend on Instagram, thank God. I couldn't even figure out what that said at first. But yeah, so they are trying pretty hard, Michael Pro, to offer some interesting things. Check out Autobahn Dan. He seems to be posting some stuff from them. I think me and him are the only two so far that have really hopped on the bandwagon and sparked their interest in terms of maybe sending some stuff out. So, but Dan seems to have gotten a lot more than me. Those T handles that we were talking about, he has those, and he did. At the very least, I know he did some Instagram stuff. I don't know if he did a video on them yet. I saw an Instagram video where he was talking about them. But yeah, so Michael Pro Tools, check them out. Damn, it is hot as fuck in here. The one thing that works really well apparently is the heat. Ridiculous because it just like raised 10 degrees. I need another beer. And yes, apologize for the lack of beer cam unless we want to like do one of these numbers and just PBR it. And now we will switch to the beer that I brought with me. Good old Hams. If you've never heard of it, don't be upset. It's an old classic. It's amazing you can still find it on the shelves. It doesn't even list the ABV. It's like, I think it's like 4.7, but the funny thing is it's not a light beer. So it's a cheap beer. It's beer. That's about it. Trying to keep all this per diem money that I have coming to me, or at least most of it, after the $40 dinner on, I guess that was probably Monday night. Yeah, Monday night. Oh, and then, right? So I was going to, got this little card they gave me about like pizza places and stuff, and then on the back, I'm like, I was looking on DoorDash because I'm actually signed up to it. I don't use it often, but I am signed up. And I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to DoorDash. So I'm looking around, trying to find like Asian places, rice, noodles, that kind of stuff. But none of the menus will pull up. So then I'm like, all right, I'll check Mexican. Then none of the menus pull up. And at first, I thought this was because of my cell signal being so shitty here. I literally have to take my phone over and stand at the window for Facebook to update. Like, I can't even comment on something. But anyway, so like I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. Like, none of the menus will pull up. What the fuck is going on here? So then I finally lose it, and I start looking at this fucking card. Because I'm thinking maybe I'll order pizza or something. And then I see this on the bottom of the card. It's probably not going to focus. There it is, right there. DoorDash does not deliver to the hotel. What the fuck? Who? How? Why? Why would you not deliver? Do we have that much of a bad reputation that they're not safe to deliver here? What the fuck? There probably is someone smoking meth in the room next to me. I don't know. Probably. Who knows? You would think not, but anything's possible. Back home, whenever we would do hotels in my area, we'd always play Find the Heroin Spoon. Usually, somebody would hide one somewhere, and, it was always a game to try to find it. And more times than not, you can find one. It's kind of sad. All right, Tools and Trash is done with his shower. He's going to go dry off. Thanks for stopping by, I think. It's a little weird, but all right. I do it too. Not on live streams, but I do it too. So, other than that, so yes, the Electric Ratchet giveaway is happening soon. Very soon. So get over there and comment. Other news. I gotta get that office set up. I'm either gonna rearrange it or I'm gonna move rooms completely and get that office set up, studio set up a little better. The Ratchet video was shot on one of the tables in that room. Did my best. I'm just trying to keep the channel alive between being busy and all the other fun stuff going. Oh, funny information that I will share with you 54 minutes in because nobody is probably ever going to see it. I got a court date for my schmeperation, and it's on my birthday. So I have to... It's like watching a free cam girl while you shower. Oh, Jesus. Tell your wife that. What are you doing? I'm watching Matt, cam girl in the shower. That raises a bunch of questions. So, hey, Backwoods, thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, I got to move that all around because I was trying to shoot that Ratchet video. If you notice that the lighting sucks, that's number one because I tried. Number two, it's because the windows in that room, even with blinds up, light pours in. And it's because of the white and everything, it's so fucking bright that it was doing all kinds of ugly things to my shot. So I put some of the lights I have there to attempt to fight that, but then I just got like a yellowish tint and a bunch of shadows. So I did what I could with what I had. I had to button down and actually put a video out, or the YouTube algorithm will forget I exist. But I am trying to come up with some new ideas for videos. I've really been thinking about the ToolTuber help video kind of idea, but that's hard to do on this channel because of what I've already promised. You know, tools, cars, stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to go on with that, but I know I've been thinking about it more and more. So we'll see. I'm not quite on the Brad's Workbench level of two channels and all that. I can barely keep one afloat. So I don't know what's going to go on there. Maybe it'll just be like quick tips or something on Instagram. I'm not sure. Anybody got any good tool news? I haven't seen a lot coming out. Um, no, not really. I know. Cobalt still hasn't put out a Brad nailer. Everybody's upset about that. Cordless Brad nailer. Oh yeah, no more Harbor Freight coupons. Should we all cry in unison? Um, and what do you guys? What do you really think this means? Um, I, I'm kind of curious because does it mean higher prices, or does it mean that they're going to bring the prices down to like reasonable levels? I doubt that. My guess is that the sales are going to actually be sales now. That there'll be no coupon required, but you're going to have to wait for a sale to get a $10 angle grinder like we have all the time. Harbor Freight is getting whooped by other brands. They needing that money. I have to agree with that. And I mean, I called this out. And for all the shit that I get from every corner of the internet, I made these videos probably a year and a half ago. I talked about the rebranding. I talked about it looks the same, it's just been painted different. Talked about that. I talked about not wanting any more coupons with the Inside Track Club and really in general. Um, I, to my knowledge, I'm not saying it's completely my idea, but to my knowledge, I was the first one to say this. That we just wanted straight prices. Fuck all the bullshit. I don't want to have to fight and search coupons and all this to not get screwed out of $10. Like I did that. To my knowledge, I can't recall anybody stating that publicly on YouTube before that time. So obviously I'm psychic. Or for some reason, occasionally when I have a video on topic, Harbor Freight watches my videos. Um, they redid the molding on the Bauer tool lineup after I called it out in a video and said that it was the exact same as a bunch of others. And now I've confirmed that by tearing apart one of the new ones, and it's the same exact internal components as the ones with a different body style from the rebrand. So they just literally slapped some lipstick on a pig, and now it doesn't look like another drill. So Didn't J.C. Penney try that once? They probably did. That's one of the reasons why they're all but out of business, if not completely. I'm pretty sure they're out of business. Maybe they're just online now. The world's changing, guys. I do, uh, I do think, like, I was into the little cryptocurrency shit like some years back when Bitcoin was still even tiny. And now I kick myself in the ass because I didn't get into it. And now some of these fucking coins, like that's the thing is everybody talks about this stuff. They're like, oh yeah, it's worthless. No, not really. I mean, when you really look at it now, if you had something like Ethereum, which used to be cheap as all shit, less than $100 a coin. Now it's up to about 1,800 a day, give or take. Just stuff like that. It's weird. So, like, it seems like the digital payment stuff is going the way of the future. So that's a few of the reasons why I'm starting to grab some of them up because at the very least, there's coins you never even fucking heard about that are worth 250, $25, $40. You buy a shit ton of these things for a few $100 when they're next to worthless. Wait a year or two or five until it comes up. Boom, payday. I mean, it's literally that simple. So I'm going to start playing with that a little bit. Try to squeeze some money out of it. Once I actually pull money from the channel, I'm probably going to invest some of it in that fashion. That way, if anything ever good does come of it, the channel can benefit, and then maybe I can give away a fucking toolbox like I've always been wanting. That'll get them to watch. Excuse me. Harbor Freight. Huh. Haven't been in Harbor Freight since last March. Still making chips, but I'll listen for a bit. Oh, well, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. MC Engineering in the house. And Dano finally stopping by from the land of the North. It's going pretty good. I was talking a bit about investing in cryptocurrencies, just in general, stating that some of these things are worth thousands of a cent at some point and then go up to actual dollar amounts. And if you were positioned correctly, it turns into a payday. Like, look, I remember when Bitcoin was like $8 or something a Bitcoin, and everybody was talking about like it's some bullshit, right? Like, oh, it's funny money, it's monopoly money, whatever. Now that shit's worth 40 grand. If you were smart enough to buy a few hundred of those when they were cheap, you're sitting on a fucking payday. Like, I mean, it's just very interesting. It does take some waiting and you got to hold on to it, but it's literally made millionaires out of people that had faith in that system. And the whole online payment thing and like transferring money to people, like we're right there on the cusp. So if you guys care to look into it, um, it's definitely something I would at least like check into if you're even mildly interested because the upside of it is huge. There's some swings and some prices drop from time to time and those things happen as can with any investment of any kind, but the upside of some of these, man, is just ridiculous. So, other than that, and the snow, um, yeah, not much. Sitting here playing with these tools. I got 2 more days of this class. We've shimmed the motor. We've gotten the belt aligned. We've gotten the shaft run out, eliminated to the point to where they're on the same plane. Um, it's running really good. When it was all fucking whopper jawed and out of alignment and everything, it was running 1850 RPMs on the drive motor, uh, and using 1 amp of energy. So it's going to be really interesting to see once we've made all these uh, corrections what we get as far as RPMs and energy draw and temperatures of the belt and the pulleys and the bearings. It's really weird. Like, the funny thing is, right? We have these ultrasonic testers. They're they check like the sound frequencies and you can analyze them and run reports and all this. But it's like 30 grand for this handheld unit. So they won't let any of the students touch it. They come over and make the readings for you and then put it back in its little safety box. Found that to be really interesting. But then they claim we're going to get them for our site. For all our sites, we're getting all of these precision tools and, dial gauges and I guess shims. At my site, we don't need any shims. There's no need to shim anything, but apparently we're going to be getting some of this stuff. I wouldn't mind a nice Fluke thermal imaging gun. That'd be nice. And then, the importance of like baseline data when you install something new and it's, precisely aligned. You can gather your base data and then you can always compare that back when you're having problems later to identify issues. I mean, I get that. But they're really taking this from like an engineering standpoint where, they want you to spend 70% of your time. If you're installing a motor, right? They want you. Ooh, FLIR. Yeah, FLIR. That's the one company that I would say in thermal imaging is yeah, above Fluke. FLIR Thermal Imaging is the company that would we had a custom system at my last job for uh, quality inspections of welds without scrapping the part. You wouldn't have to cut it apart to check the welds. And yeah, that system was really cool, and I loved playing with it. You could adjust it and do all kinds of things, change the filters on it to see different aspects of it. I actually really liked playing with that. And that was we had three of them. They were custom setups, fucking $1 million a piece, I think, something like that. But I digress. They're taking it from like an engineering standpoint that they want you to spend 70% of your time if you're installing a motor. They want you to spend 70% of your time on the precision alignment and the other 30% of the time actually like installing components and doing things. So it's kind of that like notebook and paper over wrench idea, which I mean, I get what they're doing, but it just seems like I said, I've known tons of engineers and technicians across a bunch of different fields, and I don't know anyone that puts this much work and precision into installing something. Maybe if we're talking about a motor that runs a fan for a nuclear reactor, then yeah, that bitch better be perfect. But a motor on a conveyor belt drive system, probably not super important. Tom Gunn, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping by. Probably going to be short lived. It's already 9:30, and I have to get up early for this fucking class. Thankfully, I don't have to commute. I just get to walk down and be there. But hanging out in my hotel room is not as interesting. The beer is still good, but it's not great for you guys. I realize that. So I will be cutting it off here. I'm gonna turn something on the television, hopefully, and lay down and get some sleep. I will be back home next week for sure for the Wednesday night stream. We'll try to make some improvements to that if I can in the meantime. And yes, get over to my video where I tear apart the electric ratchets to do the comparison. Comment on the video to enter the giveaway of the Tac Life 3/8 ratchet. And that's all I got for this week, guys. I appreciate you all stopping by and hanging out. Appreciate the conversation. And I will see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Bye. How do I stop this thing on mobile? I don't know how to stop it. What the fuck? How do you kill it? There we go. All right, guys. Bye.